an extremely well-played, disciplined ball game tonight. Tasha Phillips squares off facing Lakin Leonard. There's the whistle. The tip is up. It's controlled by Jackson County's Maxwell. Over to Emily Bowman, back to Misty Maxwell. Lady Blue Devils work from right to left. To Courtney Dyer. Courtney, top of the arc, uses a screen from Leonard, gets the ball to Bowman, who drives basketball on the inbounds play. Deep in front court to Bowman, over to Maxwell, down low, Amy Anderson, and Amy puts it up and in and draws the foul. Amy at the line trying to give the Lady Blue Devils a 3-point lead. Shot on the way, rolling good. Jackson County opens with full court pressure. The inbounds pass comes into Lau. Jackson County trying to double team her. Lau able to get around the double team and into front court, down low to Phillips. Phillips skips it over to Reed. Reed drives the baseline, leans in, but very successful at that this year. On the inbounds, Clarkrange showing full court pressure. Misty Maxwell to Amy Anderson to Courtney Dyer. Courtney pull up baseline jumper from 6 is good. Lady Blue Devils up 5-0 early in the basketball game into Green. Green pass tip stolen by Maxwell. Stripped. Maxwell keeps control over to Dyer. Dyer in the lane, put up jumper, good. Jackson County set. And we come back in 30 seconds because they changed it from a full to a 30. On the timeout into Lau. Chased by Dyer. She crashes into Amy Anderson, and Amy gets another charge. Hands the ball inbounds to Maxwell. Flips to Bowman. Bowman comes cross court to Amy and into front court. Amy picks up her dribble, back to Maxwell. Misty at the top of the arc with the dribble, circles to the right, and then gives off to Dyer. Courtney on the right wing, loops over to Emily Bowman. Emily has the ball knocked away. She runs it back down into back court. Back in front court now to Dyer. Down low, Amy. Amy off the glass, good. Amy Anderson, 5 points early. Lady Blue Devils, 9-0. Inbounds deflected, but Phillips able to track it down. Jackson County pressures her. She double teams, finds Reed. Reed takes it to the baseline, cut off, kicks it back to Phillips. Phillips spins in traffic, cross. Phillips and Lau take a seat. Jackson County, no pressure this time, works to Leonard, top of the arc, back to Bowman. In the corner, Maxwell open for 3, in and out, no good. Long rebound pulled down by Green for the Lady Buffaloes. Looped in the corner to Franklin. She'll take the 3. Rebound comes off way on the far side to Clarkrange. Work it back around the top to Franklin again. Franklin, a very good perimeter shooter for the Lady Buffaloes, guarded by Bowman. To Green. Green takes it down to the baseline. She's cut off by Amy Anderson. Comes right back, drops it off to Snow. Out up top to Franklin. Franklin tries to penetrate. There's Amy Anderson to back her out. Crowd appreciates the defense. Jackson County working hard in the man-to-man defense. In to Reed, and they're going to get down. Kelly Reed on the inbounds for Clarkrange. Finds Snow. Over to Franklin. Big pick by Snow off of Maxwell, but Maxwell recovers, gets right back on Franklin. To Doss, back to Reed. Kelly Reed looking inside, goes to Franklin, brings it top of the arc. Maxwell right with her. Franklin a little push off, but Maxwell stays on her. Down low is Clarkrange 25 to come back in. Phillips as well. Green at the line, missed the first free throw, still 9-0. Second free throw by Green is good. Clarkrange on the board at 4:37 of the first period. Lady Blue Devils bring the ball into front court. That's Maxwell. Clarkrange showing a little matchup zone this time. Down the lane, Leonard. Pull-up jumper won't go. Rebound comes off to Phillips. Phillips to Lau. Maxwell waiting on her at half court. Around to Hannah Green. Talisha all over her. Whistle and a into Reed. Reed gives it right back to Phillips, who spins, leans in. Her shot is good. Tasha Phillips, the smart thing to do is put a hand in her face and then let her shoot, because She is an excellent free throw shooter. You don't want to give her the +1. Dyer down the lane. Runner won't fall. Amy Anderson with the board in the corner. Dyer, 3 on the way. No. Rebound controlled by the Lady Buffaloes. That's Green over to Phillips. Up to Lau. 9-3 now. Jackson County's 9-point lead is 6. Lau working against Bowman. That's Talisha Bowman. Over to Reed. Reed pull up in the lane. Rolling no good. Dyer with the rebound. Jackson County wants to run. Leonard ahead. Leans in with the left hand. Good. Lakin Leonard with the assist from Courtney Dyer. Lau comes back in her place. On the inbounds loop to Lau. Maxwell guarding Lau. She gives it over to Green. Emily Bowman on Green. Kick back to Doss. Doss to Green. Green to Lau. Trying to run a pick. Jackson County doing a good job switching. Over to Doss. Doss to Phillips. She sets up outside the three-point arc. Clear out and a whistle and a hand check going to go against Jack. On the inbounds play, ball worked into Phillips. Sarah Bean on her, over to Lau. Lau kicks it back, long 3 on the way, and that is Hannah Green from near midcourt, knocks down the 3. 5-point game, 11-6. Sarah Bean with the basketball to Courtney Dyer. Dyer to Emily Bowman. Emily looking inside, starts down the lane, and she is on the inbounds looking for and finding Lau. Behind the back dribble. Still in backcourt. Leonard got a hand on it, runs it down, spins over to Amy. Amy gets it up and in. Good. She's fouled, or Misty rather. 2. Misty's free throw is up and good, and it's now back to 8 again at 14-6. 2:11 in the first. On the inbounds, Phillips gives it back to Reed. Behind the back, stripped by Dyer. Courtney off the glass, missed it. Phillips with the save on the rebound. Courtney thought she had pressure, it wasn't there. Then she steals the outlet pass, and a travel going to be called as on the inbounds. They get it into Tasha Phillips, who hands it to Hannah Green. Daly on her. Green gets past Daly, drops it to Lau. Back to Green, into Phillips. At the line, Tasha Phillips. Free throw. 14-7, 7-point basketball game. Second free throw is on the way. That one's too strong. Daly clears the boards for Jackson County. Holly double teamed. Long pass up court to Amy Anderson. To Courtney Dyer. Dyer against Snow takes it back down to Leonard, to Daly, back to Maxwell, to Courtney. 3 on the way. Short. Rebound batted around, but right to Phillips. Stolen by Amy Anderson. Cleared to Courtney Dyer to Misty. She thought about a 3. Starts down the lane. Going to deny Phillips the inbounds, but they get it to her anyway. Over to Green. 14-7. That is 55. Franklin with the basketball to Phillips. Back to Franklin to Lau, into Phillips. Phillips double team, kicks it over Green. She'll take a 3. In and out, no good. Rebound is saved inbounds, but right to Misty Maxwell. Misty pushes it down, leans in, missed the layup. Rebound, coming out with it, Lady Buffaloes. That's Green. Jackson County gets back in transition. Clarkrange sets the offense. Phillips over to Franklin. Her 3 won't go. Rebound, Amy Anderson. Amy double teamed, looking for help, and timeout called by Coach Jim Brown. I have 22.5 seconds left in the first period of play in what has been an action-packed quarter. Both teams going up and down the court. A lot of defense. Jackson County in front court. Holly Daly to Courtney Dyer. 10 seconds to go on the clock. Courtney down the lane. Missed the layup. Long rebound. Amy Anderson to Lakin. Back in the corner. Holly Daly. 1 second. Holly to the hole. Off the glass. No good. Jackson County missed 4 layups to end the first period. to leave it a 7-point game. Lady Blue Devils could have put wider. We'll be back with the second quarter, so don't go away. Second quarter underway. Lady Blue Devils with the basketball. Dyer into Leonard. In the paint, kicks it back to Daly to Maxwell. Bounce pass goes down low, and a 3-second violation going to be. Clarkrange with the basketball again, facing Jackson County full court pressure. Lau with the ball, takes it all the way down the lane, leans in, and Amy Anderson there to bother her shot, and jump ball going to be called as well. On the inbounds into Serena Snow, dropped off in the corner to Franklin. Daly on her. Up top to Phillips. Phillips hands it off to Lau. Maxwell guards Lau. Down the lane, Lau drops it back in the corner. Franklin, 3 on the way, in and out, no good. And Maxwell with the rebound, long pass up court to Leonard. Leonard to the hole. It counts. She's fouled and Lakin to the line. Get a rest. Free throw by Leonard was no good. 16-7 now. Jackson County back to a 9-point advantage. Lau with the basketball for the Lady Buffaloes. Looks for and gets a screen as Clarkrange tries to run a pick and roll. And Daly gets a hand in. Franklin loses the pass out of bounds. It's back down. Amy Anderson into Holly Daly. 16-7 game. Emily Bowman now with the basketball. Picks up her dribble, finds Maxwell top of the arc. Dyer checks back to the scorer's table. Over to Leonard. Lakin to Emily. Emily starts into the paint, brings it back up top of the circle around Amy Anderson. To Misty Maxwell. Maxwell starts right, comes back left and gives it off to Bowman. Bowman to Leonard. Leonard spins, kicks it back to Misty, and it goes just off her fingertip range. And Misty then able to only get a fingertip on it. Clarkrange with the turnover. Into Lau. Daly on her. Lau starts down the left side, goes back right in the corner to Green. Green works baseline, pull up 6-footer, good. Nice move that time. As Green got lost in the corner, Amy Anderson ran out on her and she drove past her. Emily Bowman with a little head fake, pull up 18-footer. Again, won't fall. Rebound, Kelly Reed. Jackson County not shooting particularly well, but neither is Clarkrange. Defense might have something to do with that. Ball deflected by Amy Anderson, picked up off the floor by Courtney Dyer. As Courtney comes in front court to Emily Bowman. High post to Leonard. Leonard drives, kicks it over to Dyer in the left corner. Skipped up top to Bowman, back to Daly. Daly to Bowman. Now Misty gets ready to come back in. Ball knocked loose. Amy Anderson, Kelly Reed. The scores. Holly Daly going to take a seat as Maxwell checks back in. Inbounds pass to Dyer. Dyer dribble penetrates. Ball knocked away by Lau to Reed. Or to Green. Green runs. Missed the layup. Bowman cleans up. Outlet pass to Dyer. Jackson County running 3-on-2. Bowman third. Kelly Reed with 3. That's a big one there. Dyer at the free throw line. Missed it. Second free throw by Courtney. That one won't go either. Rebound knocked around loose on the floor. Dyer comes up with it. Leonard and Amy Anderson kept it alive. Lakin tipped it. Amy batted it out. And Jackson County reloads the offense. Maxwell for 3. Good. Courtney off Misty off the glass. And they're going to get Emily Bowman for a trip. 5. Hannah Green goes to the line to shoot 1+1. She missed the front end. They're going to get Snow over the back. Forrest is right. They were wrong. Never doubt Forrest. Amy at the line to shoot 1+1. The first one's up. That one won't fall. Snow with the rebound. Outlet pass to Green. Dropped off to Doss. Back to Green. To Doss again. Down low, Phillips and Snow wide open underneath, hits the layup. Nice pass, Tasha Phillips to Serena Snow. As Jackson County in front court, Lake and Leonard, and they're going to get it with traveling. Inbounds to Lau. Maxwell applying pressure in the backcourt. Lau dribbles behind the back, starts down the lane, drops it off to Snow, to Green. Three on the way, that was offline. Rebound, Lake and Leonard. Handed off to Misty Maxwell. Clarkrange chasing Maxwell. She slows down, circles, and finds Leonard to Dyer. Three on the way, blocked by Snow. Jackson County fans wanted a foul as Dyer hit the ground on the shot, but that may have been acting. Pass over to Green. Dyer fronts her. Up top, Serena Snow. Back, Amy Anderson on her. Give and go to Lau. Back in the corner to Phillips. Phillips hands it back to Lau. Lau to Doss. Doss to Green down low. Snow shoots over Amy. Amy going to get her on the arm. Play, let's see, he's going to get Victoria Stafford up. Snow's free throw is good. Back last year to the district, gave Jim Brown some huge minutes in that game against Serena Snow. Second free throw by Snow is good. Jackson County comes the other way. 19-13, Leonard in the corner to Dyer. Dyer drives baseline, drops it off Victoria, and she knocks it down. Phillips with the basketball for Clarkrange, hands it off to Lau. Lau to Franklin. Franklin works on a screen, can't get loose. Jackson County wanted to travel, didn't get it. Ball handed back to Lau. She drives underneath the bucket, reverse layup, no good. Victoria tips the rebound. Lau runs it down over to Snow, taken away by Leonard over to Maxwell. Jackson County couldn't get loose on the break. Leonard asked for it top of the arc. Drives the lane, leans in, and she's going to be fouled by Serena Snow. Leonard at the line. Lakin's free throw up and good. Both teams have been charged with 8 fouls. Lakin hits the second free throw as well. 10-point game again, 23-13. On the inbound, loop to Lau. Lau drives the lane, cut off. There's Snow, and she's going to be fouled and going to get the +1. Compounded it by committing the foul. Holly Daly comes in, free throw no good. So still an 8-point game, 23-15. 2:13 to go in the first half. Leonard to Dyer. Courtney sagged off on three on the way. Won't go. Rebound knocked around, saved inbounds by Lau to Phillips. Good effort by Tori Lau that time to keep it alive for Clarkrange. Maxwell on Lau. Into Phillips. Phillips spins in the lane, drops it in the corner to Franklin. Minute 44. Franklin dribbling top of the arc. Picks up the dribble. She's got trouble. Finally finds Lau. Ball knocked loose by Maxwell, but Lau keeps it alive, gets it off to Phillips, who spins and traveling. Minute 27 to go. 8-point Lady Blue Devil lead, 23-15. Dyer with the basketball in the corner to Leonard. Lakin drives the lane, lays it up, and rolling good. Lakin Leonard with a little runner in the lane. 25-15. Lakin starting to find the zone down low. Double team on the defense. Green with the basketball. Over to Lau. Back to Green. To Lau, down low to Phillips. Up top to Doss. Three on the way. Victoria clears the boards, and Jackson County comes the other way. Stealed by Lau. Lau to Phillips. And a whistle and traveling. Left to go. Again, two teams playing outstanding defense. Maxwell slowly in the front court. Jackson County may want the last one here. Holly brings it top of the circle, gives it right back to Misty. Phillips comes out on Misty. She loops it over to Courtney Dyer, 23 seconds. Clarkrange extends the defense over to Lakin Leonard. Lakin to Misty. 15 seconds. Misty comes up top, chased by Phillips. To Holly Daly, to Courtney Dyer. Courtney takes it in the paint, splits the defense, missed the shot. Victoria goes back up, and she's going to be fouled. To shoot 2 free throws with 3.2 seconds left in the half. Thought it was 2. Evidently, they said 1 and 1. Daly shot at the buzzer, hit the rim. Looked like the same 10 that started the game. Clarkrange will begin the second half with the basketball into Phillips. Phillips just lays it up and in on a breakaway. Clarkrange with a nice play to start the second half. Tasha Phillips with the bucket. Jackson County's Courtney Dyer from Misty Maxwell takes it into the paint, loops it over to Lakin. Lakin cut off, kicks it back up to Dyer to Maxwell. Misty on the right wing, comes top of the arc. Around to Courtney Dyer, over on the right wing again. Courtney to Emily Bowman. Emily open, will take the 3. That one's short. Dyer with the rebound. Pull-up jumper, knocked it down. Courtney Dyer, 27-17. Jackson County still with full court pressure. Bounce pass into Snow. Snow gives it over to Reed. Goes behind the back. Loops it down, intended for Snow. Amy Anderson with the steal. Trying to double team Amy Anderson. And now they're going to run Phillips out at Maxwell. Over to Dyer. Dyer 3 on the way. Good. Courtney Dyer knocks down a 3. 30-17, Lady Blue Devils. Dyer almost gets the steal on the inbounds. Phillips controls. Tasha Phillips looking inside, nowhere to go, and they're going to get Dyer a little too aggressive with the deep. Kelly Reed on the inbounds to Tasha Phillips, over to Serena Snow. Back up top to Lau into Phillips. Phillips spins. Leonard stays with her, kicks it out to Lau. Lau pull-up jumper from 6 feet. Good. Tori Lau that time beat Misty Maxwell, knocked down the short jumper. Maxwell to Emily Bowman. 30-19 now. Lady Blue Devils up by 11. Maxwell dribbling top of the arc. Shouted by Lau over to Emily Bowman. Phillips on Bowman. Bowman to Dyer. Courtney down the lane, kicks it back to Emily. Don't want the 3. Emily takes it in the paint, scoops the layup. Good. Emily Bowman flashes to the hole, knocks down the driving layup. 32-19. Lau working to Phillips with the basketball. Spins again. They wave it off. Now they're going to get Dyer with a hack. I thought they were going to 47 to go in the third period on the inbound. Snow to Green. Green to Lau. In the corner, Reed. Back up top to Lau. Into Snow. Snow backs in, turns, shoots, missed the layup. Rebound, Emily Bowman. Emily dribbles through traffic. Gets some open space now, and over to Holly Daly. Daly to Lakin Leonard. Leonard going to be fouled by Hannah Green. All against Clarkrange. Jackson County has been assessed 2 also. Into Daly. Daly to Bowman. Bowman starts through the lane. Lost the handle on it, got it back, kicked it to Maxwell. 3 on the way. Too strong. Rebound, Kelly Reed. Reed going to be fouled. That's Daly all night and continue to do that. It's created some problems for Clarkrange. Over to Reed. Kelly Reed working against Leonard. Loops it forward to Phillips. Phillips leans in and a charge. Amy Anderson's got her third. At least 2 of them were charges picked up by Anderson. Maxwell in front court to Holly Daly. Holly to Emily. Lakin Leonard asks for the basketball. Pops up top. Give it over to Leonard. Leonard in the paint, leans in, puts up a little shot, won't fall. Rebound batted around. It's going to be off Leonard's hand and out of bounds. Lakin ball 32-19. Lady Blue Devils on top of the Lady Buffaloes. The inbounds pass goes to the corner to Snow. Snow gives it back to Lau. Full court pressure being applied by Jackson County. Lau working against double team. Loops it over to Green. Green to Reed. Reed down the lane, and they're going to get Lakin wide, and all he saw was somebody reach in, and that's a foul. On the inbounds, Reed tried a little pass into herself. It didn't work. missed the layup. Leonard with the rebound that cleared to Maxwell. Maxwell to Daly. Holly loops over to Emily Bowman. Emily on the right wing, looking inside. Starts a move, comes back up top to Misty. Over to Emily. In the corner, Lake and Leonard. Leonard working against Stoke. Back up top to Bean, to Daly, to Maxwell. Maxwell, three on the way. Good! They laid off of Maxwell, and she knocked down her second three of the night. And Jackson County up 35-19 now on the Lady Buffaloes. Doss with the basketball, bounce to Lau. Lau on a lob ahead pass goes to Green. Daly stays with her. Back to Kelly Reed in the paint to. And he's got Misty Maxwell, Talisha Bowman, Lakin Leonard, Holly Daly, and Sierra Bean on the floor. On the inbounds bout, Lau almost lost it. Maxwell got a piece of it. Lau kept it alive over to Franklin. Franklin and a whistle and a foul called, a push foul called against the Lady Blue Devils. 3 called on Clarkrange so far. Full court pressure will do that. Green with the basketball from Lau, working against Daly. Up top to Reed, over to Lau. Lau gets a screen from Snow, cut off by Leonard. Ball knocked loose. Misty picks it up, over to Sierra. She lost the handle on it. Lau comes away with it. Into Reed. Reed shoots. Daly blocks the shot, but gonna 35-19, Kelly Reed at the line. Free throw by Reed is up and no good. Kelly Reed's second free throw is up, and that one's good. Clarkrange shows a little token pressure, and then as soon as Maxwell got it, drops out of it. Maxwell to Talisha Bowman to Emily Bowman. Emily looks inside. Working against Franklin. Gives it over to Maxwell. Misty with the dribbles to Bean. Bean to Talisha. Over to Emily Bowman. Emily takes the three. Too strong. Rebound. As they're wanting that fifth foul on Tasha Phillips. Clarkrange got to have her in the game. Franklin, three. No good. Talisha Bowman with the rebound. Jump ball as she turns. So the Lady Blue Devils now looking at Clarkrange. Full court pressure. To Leonard to Bowman. That's Talisha. Back to Lakin. Lakin to Misty. Three on the way. No good. Rebound. Leonard puts it back. Lakin missed it. Rebound this time. Clarkrange, Tasha Phillips. To Hannah Green. Down low, Phillips, and she's going to be fouled by Lakin Leonard. Leonard. Tasha Phillips goes to the line. She'll have 1+1. And that's no good. Leonard with the rebound for the Lady Blue Devils. And jump ball is called. He's able to get a hand on it. So Reed into Phillips. Gives it right back to Reed. Over to Jessica Cooper, her first appearance in the game. Back to Kelly Reed. Reed to Phillips. Phillips trying a little pick and roll. Jackson County having no part of that. To Hannah Green. Green drives in. Leonard with a block. Goes out of bounds. County's Lakin Leonard, as that one was rejected with authority. 35-20, Lady Blue Devils by 15 into Phillips. Phillips double team, puts up the shot anyway. Battle for the board. Kelly Reed gets it, and there's going to be a foul on as Phillips comes out for Clarkrange. Also Green. Doss checks back in. And Asher comes in for Clarkrange. Reed's second free throw attempt is good. And now Clarkrange also sends in Taylor Price. 1:20 to go. Clarkrange going very small and quick. Leonard to Maxwell. Full court pressure up to Talisha. Skipped over to Emily. No foul call. Lakin Leonard open. She takes the three. Rebound comes off to Clarkrange. Coach Jim Brown probably not going to want to see Jackson County taking many threes with this lineup in, as the height advantage now switches over to Jackson County. Clarkrange drives the lane, missed the layup. Leonard with a rebound. Over to Maxwell. Amy Anderson running, wide open, puts it off the glass. Good. Amy Anderson has 7 tonight. 37-21, bounce pass comes in to Cooper stripped. Back to Emily Bowman to Talisha. Talisha's shot won't go. Rebound knocked around. Clarkrange comes up with it. As Leonard applying pressure, they're going to get Lakin Leonard with a push. At the line, Kristen Asher shooting 2 for the Lady Buffaloes. Her free throw is up and rolls no good yet. Second free throw by Asher is good. 15-point game, 37-22. Talisha in front court hands it off to Misty Maxwell. 18 seconds to go. Talisha back to Maxwell. Trying to get it to Leonard. Lakin going to be fouled. Going. Holly Daly sits back down. Not a shooting foul. On the inbound, Misty Maxwell. 11 seconds to Bowman to Maxwell. She's open. Takes the three. Good. Misty Maxwell. Jackson County 40. Lady Buffaloes 22, and the quarter comes to a close. Underway, Lady Blue Devils going to send out Courtney Dyer, Misty Maxwell, Lakin Leonard, Talisha Bowman, and Amy Anderson. Misty to Talisha. Over to Courtney. 40-22 the score if you just tuned in. Talisha from Misty, back to Misty. Thought about a long three, changed her mind, works over to Dyer. Dyer to Leonard. Leonard to Amy Anderson, and jump ball going to be more jump balls tonight than I can remember, and I don't know when. As both teams really getting after it. Tasha Phillips on the inbounds, working against Talisha Bowman. Gives it over to Kelly Reed. To Hannah Green. Green to Lau. Lau guarded by Talisha. She spins. Talisha stays with her. Ball stolen away by Dyer. Dyer weaving on Reed. Going to be fouled as Courtney goes up for the layup. Kelly Reed picks up her fourth. Clarkrange takes a timeout. Coach Lamar Rogers wants timeout. The line, free throw on the way. The first one is no good. Courtney will have another one coming. She was fouled in active shooting. That one's up, spinning good, 41-22. On the inbound, Dyer with a steal and knocked away from Courtney. Reed comes up with it for the Lady Buffaloes. Over to Green. Hannah Green to Tori Lau. Lau on the left wing. Dyer goes for the steal, can't get it. Reed works down the right side, pull up jumper. Good. Kelly Reed, that may be her first two tonight. Now she's got 4. Kelly Reed with only 4 points, as the Jackson County Lady Blue Devil defense has been stifling tonight so far. Into Lakin Leonard, back to Dyer. Gets a screen from Leonard, then backs it back out to Talisha Bowman over to Courtney. Courtney loads up from 3. That one's short. Rebound Lakin Leonard. Comes back up top to Courtney. In the corner, Talisha. She'll take a 3. That one is no good. Rebound controlled by the Lady Buffaloes of Clarkrange. 41-24 down low to Snow. Snow kicks it over to Lau. Torrey's 3 on the way, no good. Rebound comes off to Jackson County's Courtney Dyer, and Tasha Phillips just fouled out. Blue Devils in 1+1. 6 minutes to go in the basketball game. Jackson County's Maxwell over to Bowman. That's Talisha. Back to Misty. Misty on the left side. Skips the pass over to Talisha, who loops it right back to Misty. 5:44 to go in the basketball game. Into Lakin Leonard. Lakin driving down the lane. Scoops the layup. Serena Snow going to get that foul called against her. Comes to the line. They're going to have her 1+1. Thought she was in the act of shooting, but Lakin makes it anyway. Coming. 42-24 now. 43-24. Lakin knocks them both down. Gives her 10 on the night. Pass almost knocked away by Bowman. That's Emily Bowman. Leonard does knock it away. Now they're going to call a foul on Leonard. Coach Brown, too, as that was the 10th foul against Jackson County. Reed's first is up and good. Second free throw by Reed is also good. Kelly Reed now with back-to-back free throws. Jackson County in front court. Daly has the ball knocked away, stolen by Green. Over to Franklin. Franklin to Green. To Lau. Clarkrange is going to have to start knocking some threes down if they're going to get back in this one. Snow to Green, back to Snow. They'll let her stand outside the arc all night. In the corner to Green. Green drives in the paint, pull-up jumper, good. Hannah Green now, Clarkrange on a little 4-0 run. As Dyer takes the pass, drives down toward the lane, goes up for the shot, and foul's going to be called against. He said, yep, but Dyer will take the free throw, knocks it down good. Have to get quicker. Second free throw by Dyer, rolls no good. Dyer with the rebound. Keeps it alive for Jackson County, and now the foul going to be called on Hannah Green. A particularly good night free throw shooting for Courtney. See if she can hit the front end of the 1-and-1. The first one is up and good. Goes the line again. 4:50 exactly left in the basketball game. Courtney hit both of them. Kelly Reed, Jackson County drops out of the press. 46-28. Lady Blue Devils by 18. Franklin with the basketball, guarded by Bowman. That's Emily Bowman. Over to Lau. Lau to Franklin. Kelly Reed. Dyer on her. In the corner to Lau. Lau dribbles in the paint. Pull-up jumper. Rolling good. Jackson County accomplished what they wanted. Took 30 seconds off the clock. Clarkrange scored with the Lady Blue Devils back on offense. They will probably start running clock this trip down. To Emily Bowman, to Holly Daly. In the corner, Emily Bowman. 4 minutes to go in the basketball game. Bowman with the dribble, comes up top. Pressured by Franklin, and Bowman's going to need some help. Clarkrange applies the defensive pressure. Jim Brown takes a timeout. We'll be back after this timeout. 46-30, Jackson County on top. Pass to Misty Maxwell. Maxwell to Courtney Dyer, down low to Lakin Leonard. And Lakin is going to be called with a charge since she hooked the defender back to Clarkrange. Clarkrange with their three-point shooters on the floor now is Lau working against Maxwell. To Hannah Green. Green drives in the paint, kicks it back outside to 54. That's Price. Price bounce pass in the paint to Doss. Gets it back to Lau. Lau pull-up jumper, good. Tori Lau knocking down a short jumper. Clarkrange with full court pressure. Into Dyer. Dyer to Maxwell. Maxwell in front court. All the way down, then circles right back out. Had a gimme layup, didn't take it. Skipped over to Bowman, and ball knocked away, but Jackson County's Dyer runs it back down. And then Bowman's going to be fouled as Lau coming up. We got 2 minutes and 58 seconds left in it. It's fixed to get intense, folks. Bowman's free throw is no good down the stretch as Kelly Reed comes back in for Clarkrange. Bowman's second one is good. 47-32. Just under 3 minutes left to play. That's an eternity in a basketball game. Lau with the basketball to Franklin. Franklin circles, hands it off to Green. Green takes it in, backs out. She'll put up a long two. Rebound to Jackson County's Courtney Dyer. Dyer spins and finds Maxwell. Maxwell has the ball punched out. Jackson County has made some mistakes that's allowed Clarkrange to hang around and keep it as close as they have. On the inbounds, Lakin Leonard to Holly Daly to Misty Maxwell. Down low, Leonard. Lakin leans in, puts up a shot, missed it, goes back up, and Kelly Reed gets her on the arm. 4 or 5 on Reed. That's 5. Hit it at the free throw line, knocks down the first one. Second one by Lakin is also good, 49-32. Lady Blue Devils back up by 17. Clock winding down toward 2 minutes. I'm sure Jackson County would like to run about 20 or 30 seconds off here and get a turnover. Lau with the basketball. Top of the arc, starts in, backs out, gives it over to Doss. Doss to Green. Down low to Snow. She backs in. They turn and let her shoot. And Jackson County comes away with the basketball. Dyer throws it away. Clarkrange back to Doss, and Holly Daly fouls. Doss will have 2 free throws coming up. 49-32. We've got a minute 53 to go. Doss missed the first of the 2. free throw by Doss is up, rolling, good. Jackson County into Misty Maxwell. Misty double team, circles, has the ball stolen away. Clarkrange with a bucket. Still in the basket. 49-35, now Daly in front court. Holly just circles over to Courtney Dyer, back up top to Holly to Misty. In the corner to Talisha. Bounce pass down low to Lakin, gives it over to Misty. Misty puts it up and in. Lakin Leonard with a nice assist. Misty Maxwell with a good backdoor cut. 51-35. To Doss, minute 14 to go. To Franklin, Franklin to Lau. Jackson County just will not let Clarkrange get off an open three. To Snow, to Lau, to Green. Green shot blocked by Leonard, saved in to Bowman. Over to Dyer. Courtney spins, and she's going to be fouled by Tori Lau. Courtney's free throw is up and rolling. Second free throw by Courtney will be upcoming. Eyes the basket, shot on the way, good. 52-35 now. Jackson County up with 55 seconds left to play. Lau brings the ball into front court. Bounced over to Doss. Doss to Green. Green drives into paint, circles back out to Franklin. Franklin spins, bounce pass goes to Green. Down low they go to Snow. Snow bustles in, shot blocked by Lakin Leonard. Rebound comes off Holly Daly. Holly weaving through traffic, they can't catch her. Tried to foul her, couldn't find her. Good move by Holly Daly. Lady Blue Devils going to go to 6-0, 1-0 in the district, and pick up the win over Clarkrange tonight. As Maxwell dribbles around, finds Leonard, bounce pass to Daly. Clarkrange comes up with a loose ball, no foul called as Daly was knocked down. Doss to Snow, 2 seconds, 1 second, and it comes to a close. 52 for the Lady Blue Devils of Jackson County.